I lived in the Lehigh Valley for about 5 years. I went to William Allen High School. My mom moved to Jamaica. I was supposed to move with her, but then I got pregnant. After having a baby, it was really, really, really hard. Like going to school was 20 times harder.
My daughter was conceived as a result of a sexual assault. You know, I was a kid, I had no experience, didn't know anything about, I had no relationships or anything. So I thought that was the lowest point. I mean, at that point, I wanted to commit suicide. I didn't want to live anymore. And, I didn't think there was any hope. I didn't feel like I had that hope within me that days would be better.
I stayed in my room for days by myself. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go around anyone because I felt like I disappointed my family. So I'll be kicked out and have to walk around all night. I definitely thought it couldn't get worse. And
one day I found myself ending up homeless, and I ended up at Valley Youth House.
I kept calling different places, and then they directed me to Valley Youth. So then they called me back and they told me they had an apartment ready for me.
In the Lehigh Valley, the effect of teen pregnancy is pretty intense. There are about 900 teen pregnancies a year. Of those 900, 600 result in live births, and half of those are paid for by the welfare system, by medical assistance. Like most adolescents, these young people are really learning what it is like to be an adult, and there's a lot to learn. I often say to people, think back to when you were 16, 17, 18-year-old. It's all about you. That's what is normal developmentally, and now we're saying to these young people, based on their choice, you now need to put this baby ahead of you.
It was a warm welcome. It was like, it made me feel almost like I was home. Because as a teenager, you're thinking, okay, I just got my family in trouble and all those things, but they had professionals there awaiting my, me coming through that door, and kind of like really wrapped around the services that I needed at that moment. My grades went from mediocre to poor to me being on honor roll. I was on honor roll every quarter until I graduated from then.
At first, my grandmother, she's like, oh, it's a lie. It's nothing that good. Like, why would they have an apartment? When I had Valley Youth, I knew like every night I would have somewhere to sleep. I'll be able to work because I was working, going to school. I was like about to drop out of high school because I had no childcare. It was like a dramatic help.
Children of teen moms face a mountain of challenges. They're not as healthy. They don't get started in education, or they're behind when they start kindergarten. They're often behind on their immunizations and well visits. They grow up poorer. They're less likely to graduate high school. They're less likely to have stable jobs. They're more likely to be in prison. They are behind the 8 ball on almost every measurement you can think of. We really are providing these children, the toddlers, infants, with an opportunity for success in the future. They are our future. These children are going to be our future teachers, leaders, police officers, or they could be our future prisoners and prostitutes and drug dealers. This is where it starts from this age. The opportunity to create success or help these kids create success is now.
I was the only teenage mom that was there. And so my baby couldn't stay at the time, and that's why Great Beginnings. I'm so excited about the transition and when we started at the Valley Youth House with bringing mothers and babies into the program, because in '84, that wasn't an option.
A lot of girls is here, so we all have like similar stories, and it makes you feel comfortable because you meet people that's in the same situation as you, and you could talk about it, and they won't judge you because we all been there. It's like people you don't know helping you out, making sure that you're okay, and it's like family, really.
We have actually purchased 2 apartment buildings in East Allentown where we can house up to 20 mothers and their children. And our goal is to help get those young ladies what they need as far as employment, education, and future housing.
They have after-school programs. They have the nutritional health programs for the babies. They have, you know, the transportation. They help the kids get jobs. They help them with resume writing. You know, there's a whole lot of things that kids being out there on their own, they're not going to get.
A lot of people probably look at me like, oh, and then they think I'm not gonna go anywhere, but even with Valley Youth, they helped me, and I've been, you know, I graduated high school, I've done a lot of things that I thought I couldn't.
After I graduated from college, I recognized that I didn't get there on my own. I like to kind of pay homage to the people that paved the way for me. So we serve inner city youth, and we help develop with their leadership skills.
I work at our Little Einstein Child Care Center. I work with kids, so working is really what I'm focused on, and then school coming up. I'm going for social work because I really like helping people. Like, I like the fact that when I needed help, someone was there to help me, so I would like to do the same thing. Then after Valley Youth, get my own apartment and be able to pay it because I'm going to school to get a good degree. So those are really the things I'm focused on.
So my daughter Anisha, she's now 28 years old, and she's going for pediatric nursing. She just told me a story, and it tears me up when I talk about it. You know, she's like, Mommy, you were 15 years old when you had me. But I was in a ski program, I was a racer. You know, I was golfing. I got to go graduate from high school on time. I went to college on time. But if I didn't have people like Valley Youth House in my life to set that foundation for me, it wouldn't have happened.